On Thursday, the disciples prepare the Passover meal, and Jesus meets with the disciples for this meal. And during this meal, he takes the bread and he blesses it, and he breaks it, and he hands it to his disciples, and he says, "Take and eat. This is my body." Later, he takes the cup, and he says, "This cup is the new covenant in my blood. I tell you, I will not drink again of this fruit of the vine until I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom." Later that day, Jesus tells Peter that Peter will disown him, and Peter says, "No." And Jesus says, "Before the rooster crows, before morning, you will disown me 3 times." Later on, they go to a place called Gethsemane. And Jesus goes off by himself to pray like he usually does. And while he's praying, the disciples fall asleep. And Jesus turns to them and he says, "You can't even stay awake? This is the time I'm being handed over to my betrayer." And Judas shows up with a bunch of guards and they arrest Jesus. Jesus is taken before the high priest and the elders and the chief priests. And people give false witness at his trial. And then someone asks him, "Are you the Messiah?" And Jesus says, "Yes." And the high priest rips his clothes and he says, "Why do we even need to hear any more?" And people in the crowd, they punch him, they beat him, they spit on him. And then he's taken away by the guards. And the guards beat him themselves. Around this time, someone goes up to Peter and says, "Weren't you with Jesus?" And Peter says, "No." This happens 3 times. The rooster crows. It's morning.